Welcome to a special Sunday edition of Conflict Zone. This November 9th, Russia launched its largest ever assault on Ukraine and more. Russia has just unleashed one of its largest attacks on Ukraine's energy grid, plunging cities into darkness. This is a terrifying escalation, with strikes deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure and even substations powering nuclear plants. It's a calculated blow aimed at crippling daily life as winter sets in, signaling a brutal new phase of the war. Overnight, from November 7th to 8th, a massive Russian air assault hit major energy facilities in regions like Kyiv, Poltava, and Kharkiv. The human cost was immediate, with at least 7 killed and dozens injured. While Ukraine's air defenses fought back, the sheer volume of the attack was overwhelming, hitting 25 sites and causing widespread power outages. President Zelensky condemned the strikes as civilian terror. The energy war. Russia's endgame appears to be a war of attrition against the Ukrainian people. The state-owned power generator Centrenergo confirmed this was the most massive strikes on its facilities, stating generation is down to zero. The impact was immediate, with emergency blackouts and cuts to water and heating supplies in most regions. It's a direct assault on civilian life, designed to maximize suffering as winter approaches. The nuclear threat. An alarming development: attacks hit substations, supplying power to 2 nuclear plants. Ukraine's foreign minister called the strikes well planned and warning that Russia is deliberately jeopardizing Europe's nuclear safety. While reactors weren't hit, attacking their external power supply is incredibly reckless, as it's needed for essential cooling systems. The plants were forced to reduce production, raising fears of a nuclear blackmail that threatens the entire continent. Updates on the ground offensive. Air assault was coordinated with a renewed push by Russian ground forces in the east, focusing on the strategic city of Pokrovsk. Russian forces are now on the city's outskirts. The timing suggests a coordinated strategy to stretch Ukraine's defenses and morale, with a major offensive expected to resume. Why now? The analysis. While Russia claims it targeted military strikes, the reality is a systematic attack on civilian infrastructure. This marks a strategic shift towards a winter campaign focused on collective punishment. Facing stiff resistance on the battlefield, Russia appears to be doubling down on a strategy to break the will of the Ukrainian people. So, what are the broader implications? This assault is a stark reminder of Ukraine's critical vulnerability due to shortages in air defenses, prompting urgent calls for more systems and stronger sanctions. The nuclear threat has also sent a shockwave through Europe, testing the resolve of Ukraine's international partners to counter this brutal new phase of the war. This is a stark turning point. The scale of the attack and the targeting of nuclear and civilian infrastructure signals a dangerous escalation. For millions of Ukrainians, this is a struggle for survival. Now let's share some video and information clips on this conflict. Then we will move into the final news roundup elsewhere in the war. That the Ukrainian army has struck a Russian ammunition depot in Russia-occupied Crimea. Have a listen.
Бам-бам, нахуй, бам-бам-бам-бам! Бабах, ебаная тварь! Бам! Бам-бам, нахуй, бам-бам-бам!
On to Mach 25. This is a video from 110 kV substation T25 in Taganrog. Russian drone operator is attempting to remove the Ukrainian flag in Kramatorsk. And you can see the drone didn't quite do what it was intended on doing. Ukrainian flag remains. It says Russia has launched hundreds of drones and missiles targeting thermal power plants and substations across Ukraine. The strike shut down all state-owned thermal generation, causing widespread blackouts and halting electricity, heating, and water nationwide as winter temperatures drop. And here's sort of a video showing really the blackout itself. Zelensky has indicated that he signed a new special decisions on sanctions. Today's sanction decisions include individuals who work in Putin's government structures and are involved in the looting in the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine. In particular, one of his wallets, a functionary of Russian military intelligence, and one of his collaborators. Ukrainian energy workers repair energy infrastructure around the clock. So let's have a watch here. So as you can see, the power slowly coming back on for people in general. So that's good. Moving on to the rest of the news roundup. Sudan Civil War update. The Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group solidified control over the key Darfur city of el-Fasher following a brutal offensive, prompting the UN to warn of unimaginable atrocities, including door-to-door mass killings and ethnic targeting. The conflict pitting the Sudan Armed Forces against the RSF has displaced over 12 million people in total, with foreign influences including a UAE backing for RSF and Russian Wagner ties, complicating peace efforts. The Trump administration announced diplomatic pushes for an immediate ceasefire, emphasizing stakes in regional stability and counterterrorism. Next up is the Gaza-Israel-Hamas War update. Israeli airstrikes across Gaza killed over 100 Palestinians on November 8th, including at least 46 children, in what the military described as responses to alleged Hamas ceasefire violations, pushing the total Palestinian death toll since October 2023 beyond 69,000, with 170,679 wounded. Hamas handed over the body of an Israeli soldier killed in 2014 and whose remains were recovered from a Rafah tunnel to the Red Cross, marking a rare exchange amid stalled truce talks. 5 other hostage bodies are believed buried under the rubble. In Rafah, Hamas issued warnings to Arab mediators of potential ceasefire collapse due to Israeli incursions, while U.S. forces began coordinating aid transfers into Gaza with Israel to address the blockade's impact. Over 1,139 Israelis have been killed since the war's start, with ongoing clashes in northern Gaza and the West Bank. Moving on to Trump-Putin updates. U.S. President Donald Trump dismissed Russian President Vladimir Putin's nuclear threats over Ukraine as ineffective against his administration, stating they didn't work on me during a White House briefing amid escalating rhetoric between the two. Putin, responding to Trump's recent comments on resuming U.S. nuclear testing, directed Russian officials to prepare proposals for potential new nuclear weapons tests, with Foreign Minister Lavrov confirming no clarification has come from Washington. Trump softened his stance on a potential Putin summit, calling it a very good chance, despite earlier cancelizations, and reportedly expressed interest in buying discounted Russian energy offers as part of a broader denuclearization talks, though details remain vague and unconfirmed by the Kremlin. These exchanges coincide with Trump's broader peace initiatives, including Ukraine mediation, but risk heightening global tensions. And that's all we have for today's video. And if you enjoyed this content and found value in it, please like, subscribe, hit notification bell to support our efforts to bring these conflict updates to you daily. And as always, stay informed.